Thank you, Alden. Tonight, an Oldham County family is turning their grief into goodness for their community. 1 year after the heartbreaking death of an Oldham County teen, his family reflects and shares how they're keeping his memory alive. They're sharing their story with Night Team's Connor Steffen and Aspen Hester tonight.
I mean, there's times I close my eyes and I can see him clear as day.
The crisp winter air.
I would not have thought my kid would have been the kid that did not get the justice that he deserved.
Is a chilling reminder for this Oldham County family of loss.
His smile and his goofiness and just loving life.
You know, the funny kid, the jokester, but he had a great heart.
Oldham County High Schooler Aiden Alman was only 17 when family says he and a friend crashed on I-71 in LaGrange in December of 2022. A white box truck hit him, taking his life. The driver of that truck then drove off. To this day, the family doesn't have any answers as to who killed Aiden.
I'm still sitting where I was sitting a year ago.
We caught up on Zoom during their family vacation in Florida. I know this is the first family vacation since Aiden's passing. How's it going?
We're down where we always go. Nowadays, he leaves us feathers everywhere we go, constantly. If we're there, he's dropping a feather somewhere.
His mother, Melissa Thornsberry.
It's pretty awesome. I do miss him on the trip, though.
The family is now trying to turn that grief into good. Aiden's uncle, Trevor Gerald, says he was looking at enrolling in Jefferson County Technical College's welding program.
I want to make a difference in other people's lives, other young adults.
They've now set up a scholarship in his name, the Aiden Finley Altman Welding Dream Scholarship, to fund tuition costs for several JCTC students.
I think he would think it's so cool that we're not forgetting him and we're trying to keep his name going.
He'd be laughing about it. He'd love it, you know.
It's a bittersweet feeling. Still waiting for answers in Aiden's death. They hope talking about it may jog someone's memory from that night, so they can then take that information to Oldham County Police, who are still investigating the case.
I'm blessed that I got to be his mother. I'm blessed that I had him and got to love him, share him with everyone.
Until then, they'll wait, keeping Aiden's name alive. In Oldham County, Connor Steffen, the WHAS11 Night Team, on your side.
So far, the family says they've raised more than $10,000 for the scholarships. They hope to only grow that number going forward. If you'd like to donate to the scholarship, we have a link on our website, WHAS11.com. We have new information for you tonight just into the newsroom. A car plowed into a parked SUV guarding President Joe Biden's motorcade tonight. Photos show the moment President Biden heard a loud bang as he and the First Lady were leaving his campaign headquarters in Delaware. Officials say a sedan hit Secret Service vehicle being used to close off intersections near the headquarters for the president's departure. The sedan then tried to continue into a closed-off intersection before Secret Service surrounded the vehicle with weapons drawn. Biden was ushered away into his car where his wife was already waiting. Both were swiftly driven back to their home and unharmed during this incident. The defense begins their case tomorrow in the trial for Bryce Rhodes. Rhodes is accused of killing a man, then two teenagers, because they saw the murder and told their mother. All week, the defense has been arguing that LMPD officers mishandled evidence in the case, especially the back seat of Rhodes' car.
You remembered going to the dumpster, and in that dumpster, do you remember recovering the seat there?
That's what I state to the person I'm interviewing. But I do not recall that, but I'm reading the transcript.
You had told the grand jury that you had a back seat.
Mm-hmm.
You told this court, I'm going to bring the back seat up to the courtroom, Judge.
Court is expected to be back in session at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. Court officials anticipate the defense to wrap up their case by this Friday. A Corydon woman was killed after police say she fled from them Saturday evening. Indiana State Police say a trooper was patrolling State Road 62 right here just before 7:30 last night when they saw a Suburban run through a stop sign at the intersection of State Road and Water Street. The trooper attempted to make a traffic stop, but then the Suburban made a U-turn on Water Street and headed back towards State Road 62. Indiana State Police say the Suburban turned onto State Road 62 with the trooper in pursuit, but before the trooper could catch up, police say the Suburban hit a tree which then ejected the woman driving the car. The woman was pronounced dead on the scene. Indiana State Police say the investigation is ongoing, but alcohol does appear to be a factor in the crash. Starting in the new year, Indiana will begin making cuts to Medicaid, which could put care out of reach for families impacted by autism. Indiana's Family and Social Services Administration says the cost of Medicaid reimbursement for behavioral therapy has ballooned in recent years. To combat this, the state plans to implement a universal reimbursement rate for the therapy, but it's much lower than what providers have previously received. Advocates worry this will mean centers accepting fewer patients or even closing. However, Indiana says the therapy is the only major service category that did not have a uniform rate, and the rising cost of the service was unsustainable. A major announcement that the popular Parklands of Floyd's Fork is expanding had many people in Kentuckiana applauding the move this past Monday. This means more land is now off limits to development across large sections of fast-growing eastern Jefferson County. And for the first time, the Parklands is expanding into Bullitt County. For the first time since the announcement, Dan Jones, the founder of the Parklands, is talking about it with our own Doug Proffitt.
We know there's going to be growth out here, so what we're able to do is two things. We're able to preserve more land, which we obviously did in a big way with this purchase, and took off the shelf a place that could have probably built easily between 500 and 1,000 lots.
But there's a twist to the story that got lost in the announcement of the expansion. It's the story of the planned development of homes targeted for this land and who recently changed it to protect nature. Doug Proffitt has the one-on-one interview with the founder of the Parklands tomorrow at 6. The Sherman-Minton Renewal Project is anticipating regular traffic patterns to return to the bridge by late spring. The new updated timeline accounts for industry-wide delays that have impacted the project. The renewal team says material and labor shortages have slowed progress for the past 2 years, but finally, the renewal team anticipates progress. They say 3 lanes of traffic will be open in each direction by late spring of next year. Additional incidental work will carry over into late summer, but the team says that will have little impact on traffic. Christmas is inching closer and people are scrambling to get those last-minute gifts. Today, the Brent Street Holiday Market at Fête de Noël in Paristown gave people an opportunity to do just that. The market has 20 outdoor pop-up shops that line the street, and a few shoppers today had just a couple of things left on their lists to cross off before Christmas.
We're done shopping. My mom, on the other hand, is probably going to hit every store and probably buy a little something from everybody. This is the last thing I have to get, and I was hoping I would find a little something down here, but I'm in pretty good shape.
The Brent Street Holiday Market is open until December 23rd, and you can find dozens of specialty gift ideas for local businesses there.